Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. All right, we got game number 71 tonight, so a dozen games left with tonight. We're really approaching the end of the season really quickly. As a matter of fact, the season, I think the last game is April 13th, so less than a month away. Okay, so I got a lot of game day news. I got a lot tonight. I've got that. I've got the game preview coming up. I have the lineups in that, and there's some additions to the lineup, but I'll have that in the game day news. And I have the Guess the Score contest. Guess the score of the game and the first goal scorer of the game, and you can pick that guy from either team. And you win the $10 cash prize directly into your bank account via Interact. We haven't had a winner in a little while, so hopefully we'll get one again real soon. Good luck to everybody. You have to be the first one with that guess. In the chat. So if you're making a guess, just look to see if anyone's got your guess. And if they do, just change it up a little bit. There you go. You can go. We'll see who's here, and then we'll start with the game day news. Harry Rice. My voice is gone all of a sudden. No problem with it till the camera went on. Start over again. Harry Rice. Still gone. 7-3 Lightning. Gallagher first goal. That ruins one of the... Yes, Brendan Gallagher back in the lineup, but I'll get into that in a minute. Habs Guru. 6-2 Lightning. Braden Point with the first goal. Bruce Harper. Hey, Bruce. Do I feel Anderson will stay a Canadian next season? Yes, I do believe. I do feel that. Yeah. I don't see any reason for them to trade Andy. Andy's getting better, if anything, at 28. I think just by the fact that he's shown that improvement, I think that's the reason why they didn't trade him at the deadline and why they won't trade him in the offseason. Because that leadership that he provides and the toughness, the size, the speed, at 28 still, I think it's worth hanging on to him. Stan the Man, how's it going, man? 4-3 Habs, and he ruins the second one. Kirby Doc. Doc is back in the lineup tonight. So you'll get that in a minute. I should have done my game day news first. Hey, Chuck, how's it going, man? Yeah. No, I used to know a guy named Chuck, and I don't know if that's his last name or not. He was a friend of a friend. You're not that Chuck, are you? That's not for me. Filibuster, how's it going, man? You're with Bianca, and that's your wife's name is Bianca. Now it's spelled differently, but I had a dog when I was my 20s, and her name was Bianca. Not spelled the same way, and I'm not saying like there's no reference. I don't know what I'm saying. Hi, Bianca. 5-2. Rafael RV Pinard with the first. I just stuck my foot in my mouth. Bruce, I feel Anderson will get the first goal, and the Habs will defeat the Lightning by a score of 4-2. Wow. Awesome. I mean, Jason, I'll give you my guess, by the way, soon. Jason LaRose, Jason, 4-2 Lightning, Point first goal. That's not, no, it was 5-2, I think. No, awesome, Chuck. Just, I sometimes bad with names. You just never know, right? Phil says, nope, she's a different B. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember your wife's name is Ines. I don't know what the B stands for, but I'm not going to go there. All right, I'm going to start right away with my game day news because there's a lot of game day news. So as given away, I'll go with it this way because I had a couple of updates as the day went on, right? So this is actually from last night. Doc, Galley, and Evans are back in practice in non-contact jerseys. That was yesterday. So I wrote here, expect them back in the lineup sooner rather than later. Now, I wrote that before getting the update. One, Galley and Doc were in regular jerseys at Tuesday's practice, right? So I wrote who goes down to Laval. Another update. Galley's back after missing 32 games. Jesse Alonen or Ulinen. I don't know why I said it the old way again. He's out with an illness, non-COVID, so don't know what that is. So that there's no having to send anybody up or down. And then it was announced, at least I saw it like 5 minutes after, Kirby Doc also returns, and they're sending Anthony Richard back to Laval. So Anthony Richard is back in Laval. and Kirby Duck and Brendan Gallagher back in the lineup. All right, so that's one thing. Now, I didn't really want to deal with that first. I want to go to the bad news or sad news. So former Hab Dave Gardner, who a lot of you probably never heard of, he died yesterday at the age of 70. I don't know what from. He was drafted 8th overall in 1972 by the Habs. He played 2 seasons here, 1972-73. And I think just a small part of it, I didn't really look up his record because in 72-73, I think he had his best season with Nova Scotia Voyageurs. So he probably only played a little bit that year. And then 73-74, he also played for St. Louis, the Golden Seals, or they were just the Seals at the time, California, Cleveland Barons, and the Philadelphia Flyers. Rest in peace, Dave. I don't really remember him as a Hab. I do remember him a bit as, for one of these other teams, sort of. Like, I know the name and all that. I don't really remember him specifically. But anyways, rest in peace. Former Hab. Losing my voice. Don't know why. My voice was great all day. The Habs assigned Earl Heineman to the Laval Rocket. So Heineman's season in Sweden, I think, finished. His team got knocked out of the playoffs. Heineman impressed at last training camp. Then he got injured, and if you remember, he was on the injured list, I believe, for a while, and then they sent him back to Sweden, and now he's back with the Rocket. The Habs team photo. Oh, I should go over here. And do I have anything about Heineman? No, here's the first one. So the Habs team photo. That's for this season. They did it, I think, yesterday, so it's out. It's the end of an era, though, because if you can see it close enough, you'll see there's somebody missing that's for the first time in a long time, and that is there's no Carey Price in the team photo. He didn't play this season. He's not going to play this season. Probably doesn't play again, but it's the first time since he's a rookie that he hasn't been in the team photo. So it's a bit sad. Brendan Gallagher talking about the injuries. This was interesting. So he says the injuries that we've had seem to be unpreventable and just kind of bad luck situations. And while, yeah, it's part of the sport, but just unfortunate it hit us so hard in back-to-back years. Basically, he's on the side, I guess. What do I want to say? He's not blaming it on trainers or anything like that, obviously. Bad luck. And you know what? It's a possibility, and I've said this before that let's see what happens next year. If this happens again next year, that's a little too much, but it shouldn't happen again next year. What else do I got? I'm almost done. This one's really interesting. So Kent Hughes, our GM, was interviewed by why didn't I write their names? It's not coming. Pierre Lebrun. And the other guy, I don't know his name, Ray Tag or Rush Tag or Rushhog, something like that, in The Athletic. I happen to have the subscription now to The Athletic, so I could read it. This was really interesting, and this was on the timeline for when they're going to be in contention for the playoffs. Here, you've heard it before, 2 to 3 years. And I said it just the other day, that I think seriously it's going to be 2 to 3 years before they're going to be able to make the playoffs at all. Never mind contend for the cup. Here's what he says. So I guess it's Rishog is the guy. Timeless timelines. Clearly you're putting some core pieces together and you're building through youth. When you're having your front office discussions, what do you think is a reasonable timeline to get back firmly into the playoff discussion and to be a regular on the playoff scene? What's a fair timeline for the organization, you think? It's hard to pin. This is Hughes, by the way, now. It's hard to pinpoint in certain ways because it's not just what we do, but what others do. There's obviously a group of teams in our division and in our conference that are going through the same process as us, be it a Buffalo, Ottawa, or Detroit. And then you've got a group of teams that have been there, the Tampas of the world, the Bruins of the world, that all the teams that are coming up are going to have to push out. So I kind of look at it less from when will we be there, but more what we need to do before we feel that we have that kind of team. Listen, I think it's going to be another 2-3 years. But again, we're hopeful we have opportunities to trade for good young players like a Kirby Doc instead of using a draft pick for it. We'll try to do that, and that's kind of a way to expedite the timeline. But we won't go sign a 28-year-old or 29-year-old to a long-term deal at this point in time to be that much better next season. I think that answers a few questions that people have asked. I think it was really interesting question or answer from him, and kind of what I would have expected. They're not going to be signing UFAs to anything long term anyway, and anybody over 28. They are planning on they're thinking that they'll be ready to make the playoffs on a regular basis in 2 to 3 years. And what else was in there? I can't remember now what else. I didn't make notes on this. No, it's just a lot of the same thinking that I've had here. So anybody thinking that they are thinking of rushing it and that they're going to be there next year or the year after that, they're not looking at it like that. So I think it was very interesting. What else do I got? I'm almost done. This is the third game in 4 nights for Tampa, so got to remember that. They're 1-1-0. It's a home series for Montreal with Tampa, but it wasn't for them. They played on Sunday and lost pretty badly, I think 5-2 to the New Jersey Devils. After going up 2-0 in the game, they lost 5-2. So, and Vasilevsky's in nets tonight, and he was in nets then. So that's affected what I'm going to give you right now as my guess to score. I'm going with 4-1 Tampa. I think it's the scoring for them is going to be about the same. Monty's in nets tonight. I think it's about the same, but can Montreal put one past Vasilevsky, who just came off of a bad loss? Usually he either gets a shutout or gives up maybe a goal in the next game, and this is the next game. So I'm giving them one. The goal scorer I'm giving, I think it's Ross Colton. So 4-1 Tampa, Colton with the first goal. That's my guess. I got one last thing. So this shirt I'm wearing that was given to me by Habs Guru, and he gave one to Matt as well. But the reason I'm mentioning it is it's from Fanatics. Fanatics is now, I got this here, is now going to be the official new uniform partner starting next season. Here's the thing. If you own a Fanatics, and I didn't know this because this is the first thing I've ever had that's from Fanatics. There's a knock on them. Everything, you wash it and everything falls apart. They don't last and all that. So they're expecting them to be horrible for the NHL. The thing is, Fanatics is taking over the same manufacturing plant as it was Adidas. It's all going to be the same manufacturing. I would imagine for the NHL, for the players on ice, they're not going to fall apart because they're going to be much better made than the ones they're selling to the public is basically what they're saying. Or maybe even the ones that are sold to the public will get better. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the last bit of thing I've got there. So whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying. And I'll get back to you guys. Oh boy, it's one of those nights. Where was I? Oh boy, there's a lot of comments. Did I miss this? I might have missed this from Bruce. That's why No, this is where I left off. So he says, Rick, to elaborate, I feel Marty knows how Tampa plays and is going to figure out a way to shut them down. And of course, we need to stay out of the box. Thing is, they got to beat Vasilevsky. I don't know if they're going to beat them very, very easily. Jethro McSheepherder, 5-4 Habs in OT. Harvey Pinard with the first goal. Awesome. Very brave guesses. And then again, I could be totally wrong. Will I be putting on any poetry tonight? No, I don't have anything new tonight. I've been, I've got something that I can't play it, but there will be a collaboration. I didn't really write this down between me and Hockey Junkie. I don't know exactly when, but I've written a poem, did a little video, and he's going to put it in a video, and that's coming out soon. So I've spent my last little bit doing that. I don't have anything I can put out here. So, and plus something else that I can't announce yet because it hasn't actually happened, but something maybe that I've been working on that may happen, and I'll be able to announce it by early next week. If that, yeah. So hopefully, fingers crossed, something really good for the channel, for everything. So can't really announce it yet, though. So that's why I've been busy and I haven't been able to put out anything new. Does Gallagher play the rest of the season injury free? Yeah, right. Do I have a crystal ball for that? Come on, Guru. God, if I say something, then, like say I say yes, it's the end of the season, it should be fine. He's going to break a leg tonight if I do that. I'm not going to do that. You know that's going to happen. Oh, boy. Someone needs to Photoshop him into the team photo. It looks so weird seeing a Habs team photo without Pricey. Okay, but you got to, at some point also, you got to move on, right? And it doesn't mean that he won't be back. I mean, if he does manage to come back, he'll be in next year's. He didn't play this year. You don't put him in the, Massimo. How's it going, man? Expecting a good game tonight? I'm hoping for a good game tonight. I'm not expecting one, though. I'll be honest with you. I'm not. But I'm hoping for one. Bruce agrees with Gallagher. He's a star and he's honest. No, I do too. I don't think till next year, because I've said this. If the injuries are still like this next year, then really question it. But coincidences do happen in life, and it's possible that they've had 2 back-to-back seasons like this. Coincidentally, it's possible. 3, though, I think you start to question it. Coast to Coast, Fanatics is the new, for next season, is the new maker of all the NHL jerseys. Yeah, but they are using, like I said, the manufacturing plant, and imagine all the personnel, all that stuff. Nothing's really changing except that it's being run by Fanatics. I would expect that at the very least, the NHL jerseys are going to stay the same quality, and then probably so are the ones they're already making that I'm wearing right now. But the NHL jerseys should stay the same quality. People are worried the numbers are going to fall off during the game and stuff like that. It's not going to happen. Massimo says 6-3 Tampa, Braden Point, first goal. Daryl Adams, Daryl, 4-3 Habs, Doc, first goal. Harry says, I'd assume in free agency, if we do anything, it's more, I got to do the preview. It's more of a 1-2 year deal for a cheap depth veteran on a forward and defense, like we did with Weidman or a Perot as a safety option. No, exactly. They're not going to do anything like serious. Next season start with the 24-25 season. Next season is the last year of Adidas. Nope. I just showed you the thing here. Coming in 2024. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 24-25. You might be right about that. So you could be right. I might add that wrong. Oops. Sorry about that. Doesn't really change anything else that I said, though. Last comment, and then I'm going to do the preview. Ghislain, how you doing, Ghislain? Lightning 8, Montreal 4, Stamkos first goal. All right. We're going to get into the preview, and this is the preview. The 42-23-6 Tampa Bay Lightning are in town. That's in Montreal to take on the 27-37-6 Montreal Canadiens. How to watch this game. Start time is 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific in the Habs region. As usual, during the week, it's TSN2 in English, RDS in French, and in the Lightning region, Bally Sports Sun. On streaming it, I'm going to be watching it on Hockey TV probably because NHL 66. I think you got to pay for it, and by Bitcoin, I don't think it works otherwise now. Season series. December 17th, they beat us 5-1 in Montreal. December 28th, they beat us 4-1 in Tampa. March 18th which was last Saturday. They beat us 5-3 in Tampa, and we got tonight's game to end the season series. Last 10 record for Tampa, 5-4-1. And that's that poll. There's a poll. They're trying to get me to answer this stupid poll. I know because they left a message, and when I answered, the one time I answered, they didn't. Nothing happened. So they can go. You know what? 5-4-1. They lost their last game to the Devils. Montreal's 1-7-2 in their last 10 games. They lost their last 2. And home and away, Tampa is away, so they're 17-16-1 on the road. They're not greatest on the road. So you could look at that, and some of these things even it up. I just think Vasilevsky losing badly the last game, he's going to shut the door tonight. That's what I think is the difference here. Montreal's home record is 14-17-3. Tail of the tape, scoring chances for percentage, 43.2% for Montreal, 30th in the league, 53.7 for Tampa, 5th. Goals per game, 2.77 for Montreal, 27th. 3.45 for Tampa, 7th. That's a big difference. Goals against per game, 3.71 for Montreal, 29th, and 3.04 for Tampa, 13th in the league. So they're the suspect on defense a little bit. Power play percentage, 16.7% for Montreal, 28th. That's come up a little bit, I think. 25.3% for Tampa. They've got the third best power play in the league. PK percentage, 72.3 for Montreal, 30th, and 79.6% for Tampa, 16th. And Montreal is 0-3-0 against Tampa, and Tampa's 3-0-0 against Montreal. In the dot, 51.8% at the dot for Tampa, 10th in the league. Montreal, 48.8%, 22nd. Shots on goal 4 per game, and shots on goal allowed per game. So shots on goal 4, 32.1 for Tampa, 27.4 for Montreal, and allowed 31.2 for Tampa and 34.1 for Montreal. Goalies tonight, Vasilevsky, 31, 18, and 4 with a 2.70 goals against and a 9.14 save percentage with 2 shutouts. Going up against Sam Montembeault, getting his third start in a row, I do believe, 13, 14, and 3. Maybe not his third start in a row, but I guess I'm confusing it when he had to come in. No, he started that game, then finished it. That's why I'm confused. So, yeah, third start in a row. 13, 14, and 3. 3.36 goals against, 9.04 save percentage. No shutouts for Sam. Players to watch over the last 5 games in points. Brendan Hagel has 8 points. And Anderson from Montreal has 5. In goals, Hagel has 4. He got 3 of them against Montreal the last game. Gurianov has 4 as well. Assists, Sergachev, 5. Suzuki, 4. And plus minus, a +9 for Hagel and a +4 for Edmondson. Team leaders in goals, Braden Point with 43 for them, and Cole Caulfield still with 26, leading Montreal. But Doc's coming back. Doc actually maybe will catch him, I guess. Or no, I'm wrong. I thought it was Suzuki who was going to catch him. One of those nights. I'm wrong all the time. Points, Kucherov with 100 points, Suzuki with 53, trying to get past 61. Average time on ice, Sergachev, 24:01 for them. Mike Matheson, 24:07 for Montreal. And wins Vasilevsky with 31, Allen with 14. And the bottom 11 in the standings from 11 down, Buffalo, Detroit, St. Louis, Vancouver, Arizona. Arizona's winning at a 675 clip, I think, since I'm not sure what the time frame is. It's the All-Star break or the New Year. I'm not sure, but they're like amazing in that time. Philadelphia's under them, then Montreal, Anaheim, Chicago, San Jose, and Columbus unchanged. And top 5 scoring for Tampa Bay, Kucherov with 28 goals, 72 assists for that 100 points. Braden Point with 43 goals, 38 assists, 81 points. And Stamkos with 30 goals, 41 assists, 71 points. Hagel with 27 goals, 32 assists, 59 points. And Killorn with 22 goals, 32 assists, 54 points. For Montreal, I guess I shouldn't have had all 8 because Kirby Dach is back in the lineup, but we'll go with Suzuki with 21 goals, 32 assists, 53 points. Kirby Dach, we're just leaving out Caulfield because it won't change. Kirby Dach with 12 goals, 23 assists, 35 points. Probably going to tie or pass Caulfield tonight. Oh no, I'm not expecting more than one goal. Maybe he gets that goal and he ties Caulfield tonight. Anderson, 21 goals, 11 assists, 32 points, and Hoffman, 12 goals, 17 assists, 29 points. That's all I'll give you. Tampa Bay Lines, Braden Point centering Hagel and Kucherov. Stamkos in between Colton and Paul. Chiarelli in between Jeannot and Killorn. Esimont, I think that's how you pronounce it, in between Maroon and Perry. Got Hedman and Perbix. Sergachev and Radish. Cole and Chernak. And then Vasilevsky starting. Montreal's lines, Suzuki in between Harvey Pinard and Doc. Drouin centering Guryanov and Anderson. Drouin off the shit list now. Belzile centering Hoffman and Gallagher. Tierney centering Pizzetta and Pitlick. You got Matheson and Savard together, Edmondson and Barron together, Kovacevic and Weidman together, and Monty making the start. And ladies and gentlemen, I got through that preview with about 14 minutes to spare. So we got 14 minutes to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. And let's go back to that. Where did I? No, there I was, I think. ABL, how you doing, man? Tampa 4, Montreal 2. Brad Richards with the first goal. He'll give me the real one in a minute. Massimo, what would be the age where you would sign a big name player in free agency long term? It depends on the player. Right now, it seems like the thinking, because this is new to me, that this is how they think. Forwards start to decline after 30. So 30, and then they start to decline. Whereas defense, they're saying about 36. So there's a big difference in that. So depending on the position, right? So I think, who were we talking about too? Anderson. The thing is, Anderson's already signed. He's 28 now, still getting better. I wouldn't trade him. Is that why you asked me that? Oh, about them not signing a 28 or 29-year-old. I think that's mostly, though, because they're not in contention now. There's no need for them to sign anybody that age in general to a long-term deal, but especially not now. I think that's what he means. So if you're seeing them sign somebody in free agency like that's that age, it's going to be, to a 1 or 2 year deal. Oops, from Pete. All right, that's good. Stand the man. I remember, actually, you do have Doc scoring first. So if Doc does get that, you're going to be in the running. I just don't see Montreal getting 3 personally, but hey. Chuck's got 4-0 Lightning. Sergachev first goal. That's a pretty good guess, if you ask me. It is. I mean, I'm not far off from that. 4-1. Mary Jo, 4-3. Tampa. Guryanov first goal. BL says he'll change that to Matt has made a believer out of me. That's a horse, probably somewhere in a horse. No? Lane Hudson with the first goal. If only. If only, that would be something. Everybody be very happy about that. I don't think we'll see that happen for probably 2 years and maybe the 3. I mean, Hudson is his first year in college, so he could go another 3 years. J-Fed, 6-2 Tampa. Stamkos first goal. Awesome. Got about 11 minutes to go before I got to run and then come back for the hangout. So talk to me about whatever you want. I've gone through a shit ton of stuff here. So it's your turn. I'm just going to wait. Doesn't matter if it's dead air. Literally, though, I got nothing. What do you think of my new chair? See the back? Isn't that cool, my new chair? That's cool. Hagel with the first goal. I thought more people would go with Hagel than I think you're the only one. I wouldn't be surprised if Hagel doesn't get any goals. After 3 goals the last game against Montreal, probably doesn't get any, but you never know. He's on the first line. on a good line. JFed already went through all that. So, yeah, they're taking over. This is the worry that you're all having, JFed, is the quality. But they're taking over the same manufacturing facility, same employees, same techniques, same everything. The jerseys for the NHL will be good. Don't know if these kind that, like I'm wearing, will be any better or not. I don't know. But the jerseys for the NHL will be good. That's the only thoughts I have. Apparently the designs might change. Some of the logos might change a little bit because of the new company. Habs never changed, so I mean it might change slightly, but I was reading that a lot of times when they change the manufacturer, they change the logos a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. I know I also read that all the logos, every jersey that's ever been worn in the NHL is the property of the NHL, not the individual teams. Probably in partnership with the individual teams, but not just the individual teams. BL, I got to say, Calgary, unless they're a miracle turnaround, like now, they're missing the playoffs, right? And Pittsburgh could be. Yeah. The Calgary, I think, I don't know what happened there. I guess they need a coach change again. I guess Daryl Sutter, he's kind of like Torts, I guess, right? He's got a shelf life. Probably the older he gets too, right? The shorter that shelf life is. Did I say shelf life? I hope I said the right word. It's probably shorter because he gets like the new kind of player. It's a different way to coach them. He gets farther away from that. I don't know. Excuse me. Bye-bye. Made it in. Habs 4-3. Suzuki first goal. Yeah, I don't see how they're going to get 4 passes. I mean, unless Vasilevsky has another bad game. It's possible, right? It is. I'm not making fun of it. JFed, no, I get what you're saying, and you're right. I don't care either personally, but I saw a story about it, so I went, wanted to know what was going on. And a lot of people are upset about it, though. Yeah. It's because apparently, like, this is my first Fanatics jersey. Apparently, they're not great quality. I don't know. I have not had a problem with it. But I haven't watched it yet, to be honest. I only wear it here. So I haven't put it through. I was afraid to, sort of. So I haven't yet. Maybe I'm glad I didn't. I don't know. But I would think, I don't know. I would think the NHL jerseys that are going to be on the ice are going to be in good quality. I hope if that's the case about their quality for these, I hope they increase that as well. BL, I agree with you. I think it might even be more than 50-50, but I kind of think Florida's got to they're going to make the playoffs. They're trending that way anyways, but you're probably right. It's 50-50. I would have thought there's no way. And now I'm leaning towards that they're going to make the playoffs because the reason why is it's not great for the Habs. That's how our luck is usually. So it's an 82 game season and every game counts. That's just shows the truth in that statement, right? Still got 6 minutes. Wow. Bayby is a good point. He says people forget Fanatics are authentic, not pro. And I actually read that. I just didn't pay attention to it, but I remember reading that. As now with the contract, the pro jersey should be better quality. And because it's going to be the same manufacturer. The thing I think that's unknown is like, maybe material, like that kind of stuff. They have the choice, but I imagine they're going to deliver exactly what the NHL's been getting. Just now they're the ones overseeing it. So I guess they're authentic, which this is an authentic. Will stay the same, right? It's not a pro. It just like I happened to see the cost. I don't think a Habs Guru wanted me to, but that's on Fanatics because they sent me the email. I don't know why. If it's that kind of quality, that's really. I understand why fans are upset because that's not good enough quality for what they're charging. BL says New York Islanders, Florida, and Pittsburgh. One of them is going to be on the outside looking in. Maybe both. Maybe two, I mean. But yeah, I think the Islanders are in the driver's seat right now. Am I right? And yeah, so we'll see what. There's a dozen games to go. Let's see how that shakes out. That's what they say this time of year for a lot of teams. This is playoff hockey already, right? They're in playoff hockey now. They cannot lose. Every game they lose screws up their chances. And hopefully we'll get there in a few years. Got another few minutes. Anything you guys want to talk about, as long as we can do it in the next 3 minutes, we're good to go. And if you're gonna take off before me, please give a thumbs up on your way out. I appreciate that. And I'll be back. Don't forget at 7 for the game hangout, where I will be doing some play-by-play commentary and talk to you guys in the chat. Matt should be joining me tonight, especially because we have some stuff to talk about tonight. So I know Matt will be here. So after the show, we have stuff to talk about. No news I can talk about here yet, but I'm kind of shouldn't be saying this even, but I'm not telling you what it is. So that's my ADHD at work. My ADHD wants to talk about it, but my brain says, no, you can't yet. And that's all I'll give my ADHD. That's all I'll give it. All right, so I'm going to take off in a minute if nobody wants to say anything else. I'm trying to get this goddamn piece off at the end of this. Ow, I burned myself. I guess that's it then. And there's 2 more people in. I don't know for what. I haven't said hardly a word. That was important anyway. All right. Yeah, give a thumbs up on your way out. I'm going to take off now too. I want to thank everybody for being here because it was a lot of fun, as always. A lot of fun. I hope the game is too. I hope it's not a blowout. I hope it's a good game. I'm not sure what to expect. I don't have high expectations for the game. I hope I'm surprised. That's all. All right, I'm off till I see you again, which is in like 22 minutes. Stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all, and I'll see you soon. Ciao, everybody. And all I just need to know is where the hell is my cursor? There it is.